Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Flavor of the Week, brought to you by Banditos, fresh, made daily. In Flavor of the Week, Kyle sits down with one of our local priests over 4 different episodes to sample variations of a favorite food or drink while they discuss the ins and outs of life as a priest.
This is Kyle Hyman. Welcome to Flavor of the Week Part 2 with Father Bill Kummer. We're here in the rectory. Is this, do you spend a lot of your time in here? Or are you usually out running around?
Well, I go out a lot running around. We do have an office of the parish, which is on the other side of the church.
Yeah, I went there first, and they sent me over here.
I thought they would. So I left a message there this morning that you should come this way. I live here. I mean, sleep, eat, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Talk with the Kyle Hyman from the radio station. Brought here today by Banditos. I'm looking forward to the flavor of the day.
Yes.
Of the week.
We do have 3 flavors to go. Last week, you tried the Fruity Pebbles cupcake, and we've got 3 more cupcakes. We have a peanut butter chocolate cupcake. We have a regular run-of-the-mill vanilla cupcake with some sprinkles on it, and the angel food cake, which you said you wanted to save that one for last.
Yeah, for last. Well, let's do the chocolate peanut butter, because in the third week of our interviews, it may be kind of plain, so we'll save the plain one until then. So,
all right. Well, these are the fancy cupcakes. Like you go to the fancy cupcake store to get these.
Okay.
And sometimes though fancy, I kind of just like the regular stuff. But these are the colorful one was very sweet.
Very sweet. Okay.
We'll see how
this one's going to taste peanut buttery. I'm pretty sure.
Right. Okay. Oh, it's got a little something special in the middle there.
I bet it's sweet. Well, I'm grabbing my fork. You want to take yours?
Yeah.
All right. She'll let you go first. Now, when you went first last week, let me go today.
Okay.
And I'll give you an analysis of that stuff in the middle. See what that is.
Well, remember that Banditos didn't make these cupcakes, but they did sponsor Flavor of the Week, so we appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. The thing in the middle tastes like peanut butter with a little sugar in it. Give you your analysis there.
Okay, let's see here.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? It's not quite as sweet as last week's.
I think the peanut butter and the chocolate kind of calms it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That other one was just a bundle of sugar.
I'm sorry that I didn't leave the coffee pot on this morning, Kyle. That would have really went well with this chocolate cake.
Well, yeah, it's Lent somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's true. Mm-hmm. I like this one.
It's very good. I enjoy it. Yeah. Thank you, Banditos. Mm-hmm.
All right. Last week, Father Bill, we talked about your kind of vocational story, your discernment, but also just kind of your life growing up and your journey here. One of the things that I have heard of is the word vicariate associated with you. You are what would you call it, a master vicariate? The vicariate president?
The title would be Episcopal Vicar.
Okay. What does that mean?
Well, let me tell you a little bit, historically speaking. Some of the more senior members of our diocese would have remembered the name deanery. And the deanery would have had a dean. In current canon law, the deanery has been used or replaced by the word vicariate, which means actually geographical and territorial demarcation.
Okay.
Our diocese has 6 vicariates.
Okay.
And I'm the vicar of what is known as Vicariate E, which is
catchy title,
which is the south side of Fort Wayne.
Okay.
And so we have about 15 parishes in each vicariate, and they were designed or demarked some years ago, long before my time. And so I get all the parishes on the south side of Fort Wayne, and including the cathedral, and I go out west to Arcola. For some reason, that's in that's way north of here. It's in this vicariate. So the vicariate is a territory or a section of the diocese. Like I said, we have 6. And you need to know what they are. You maybe already know already.
Well, no,
Fort Wayne North, Fort Wayne South, South Bend East, South Bend West. I'll have one in Elkhart and one in Huntington.
Oh, okay. So every
parish is in Huntington, Vicariate. Decatur is.
Interesting. because we're so close to you, but
Yes.
yet so far away. So every parish has its boundaries.
Right.
And so the whole diocese is divided up into these parochial
Right.
boundaries. And so then you bunch a cluster of those together and form a vicariate.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned deaneries, and I know there are other dioceses that I've been to that still use the term deanery. Is that kind of a legacy term, or...
Maybe it's just what they like to use, but as far as
technically, they're...
Well, as far as I know, the canon law of 1983 uses the word vicariate.
Okay. So some of the reason that I've heard of deaneries in some of these other dioceses is because they'll do events as a deanery.
I see. Mm-hmm.
So they'll kind of cluster together these parishes and they'll put on a deanery youth event or parish mission or something like that.
Those things are certainly possible in a vicariate. I don't know that we do much of that. We do occasionally have a meeting of the parishes of the vicariate. But as you know, our diocese isn't all that terribly large. Sometimes we miss talking with the priests and the people on the other side of the hyphen, but in reality, we're not very far. And we have diocesan meetings, certainly for the priests. They're always in the middle, which have been in Warsaw.
And you can get most of the priests to attend those.
It's 48 minutes from Fort Wayne, 45 minutes from South Bend to get to Warsaw.
Yeah, yeah. So what are some things that you do as a vicariate then? Or is it mostly just kind of...
As far as I understand it, the bishop uses the vicars to do work for him, maybe as a little interface. If an issue comes up that doesn't seem to be terribly critical, he might send a note and say, Father Kummer, do you mind talking with this person or at that parish from it? And again, these are things that are easily resolved, and they're not the great crises that you might hear of. And then you check on the pastors, be sure that they're getting their day off and they're not taking care of themselves. You're invited to look at the sacramental records to be sure they're in order. It's been my experience that the pastors in my vicariate are much better at those records than I am, but nonetheless, you look at it, be sure that the marriage file is put together.
Okay.
I sometimes have to talk to your friend, Father Mullenkamp. He doesn't always fill in all the lines, but he's doing okay.
Slacker. We're talking with Father Bill Kummer here for Flavor of the Week, Part 2, as we try a chocolate peanut butter cupcake.
We have another bite of this?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to try that.
I like chocolate cake, so this should work out.
Now,
I've made a mess, sorry.
Are you intentionally avoiding the icing there?
I didn't see the icing. I thought it was on your fork.
Oh, no, there's still some more. See,
I'm not allowed to get on your fork.
So what do you think of this? This is better than the Fruity Pebbles?
Well, it's hard to make. They are of different quality, different genre.
Different genre. Yes.
So, that's fine. It's very good, yeah.
Yeah,
you asked me if we're going to the store and have to eat a cupcake. I had those two choices of the last week's with the kind of crunchy or chewy frosting, and this one, I take to this week's flavor.
Last week you mentioned it was like a 3-year-old birthday party, and this is a little bit more mature.
A little more mature, yeah. Although it did have peanut butter in it, so yeah.
I feel like you can't go wrong with chocolate and peanut butter.
Whoever designed this having Flavor of the Week with the priest is a good idea. So whoever it was, I thank them.
Well, I'm glad you like it. So whenever you're talking about this vicariate and working together with other priests and kind of checking in on them, is that something, do you hang out with other priests very often? Is that something that you have time for? Is that something that you prioritize? Or if you have some time, would you prefer spending it with parishioners?
Oh, it's an interesting question. I've never given any thought. Most of us have routines, weekly things we need to do and accomplish, and that takes most of our time. But I certainly enjoy the company of priests, but I also enjoy the company of parishioners. This may come as a surprise to you, but I do enjoy a game of cards.
Okay.
So I've been known to do that, not only in this parish where I live now, but in the others I have lived in as well. So some people know that I like that.
You do that with the parishioners or with other priests?
Either way.
Either way. Just a game of cards.
Yeah. Once in a while, Father Schmidt there at St. Anne's would invite me to join in a game of bridge, which I really like.
Yeah. I've never gotten a handle on the rules of bridge.
Yeah.
It's kind of a complex game, isn't it?
Well, it's not terribly complex. It's just fun.
All right.
But what's important is it's not simply a matter of the luck of the draw. You get to use some skill when you play the game as well.
Okay. I kind of feel like the difference between, and correct me if you've got a better analogy here, but you spending time with brother priests is different than your parish in the way that spending time with my brother is different than with my wife and kids. Mm-hmm. Is it? But I value both of them, but they are different relationships. Would that be similar?
Well, I have to think a little bit about that.
Okay.
Let us say it this way. There are issues and topics which priests like to talk with each other about and should. I mean, and they have to do with spiritual development, dealing with stresses and all those things. And there are things that you don't normally want to bring up with your parishioners. I mean, it's a different. The relationship is different, as you were mentioning with your brother and your family. So I guess there might be some similarity in that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you spend time with your biological family very often?
According to them, not enough. Like I said, I think last week I have 2 sisters. And
you think so?
They like to spend their time with their grandchildren more than with their brother, but they take great care of me. I mean, Karen will tell you this. As our mother was drawing her last breath, she said to her, and I regret saying this on air, she said, "Oh, Karen, take care of Billy." So she takes care of me, I guess.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have more cupcakes to try and more conversation to have, but it's going to have to be saved for another day. But so far, we're preferring and I think we're on the same page here, the chocolate peanut butter cup cupcake over the Fruity Pebbles cupcake. We'll see how the vanilla cupcake and the angel food cupcake fare in this competition.
We mean no offense to the Fruity Pebbles among us, but I think you're right.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Father Bill, for joining us and allowing us to get a little glimpse in your life and for sharing a little cupcakes with us. We also want to thank Banditos for underwriting Flavor of the Week. Check out one of their 5 locations, Banditos, fresh made daily. Thank you, Father Bill.
Very welcome.